In the words of Esteban Julio Ricardo Montoya de la Rosa Ramirez, this is a disaster! What's up guys, I'm DK Wrestler, and in today's video is a brand new edition of This Week in Collectible News, where I talk about the latest news in terms of the collectible world, whether that's Funko, Thrilljoy, or just any collectible I feel like talking about personally. And if you end up enjoying this type of content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, but nonetheless, let's kick this video off. And we're kicking it off with Hot Topic announcing their own exclusive Thrilljoy picks for Has-Been Hotel, which I don't know too much about Has-Been Hotel besides the figures that U2s have announced previously and the fact that it's currently in the rumor mill for Funko, but overall both of these figures, whether the common or the chase, are really detailed. Thrilljoy with various announcements throughout their event they hosted during San Diego Comic-Con weekend. Now, due to the fact that we record episodes Friday afternoon every week, that I was only able to get the WWE Mattel and Funko announcements for SDCC in last week's video, while this time around I am able to talk about Thrilljoy and another company in just moments. The SpongeBob with its awesome chase, you got a Lord of the Rings one which also has amazing chases, Avatar The Last Airbender, and they announced new licenses with Killer Clowns from Outer Space, The Conjuring, Battlestar Galactica, Clueless, and Wednesday. I really see a lot of high hopes for Thrilljoy compared to last year, and who knows, maybe I'll do a video near the end of the year between Funko, Thrilljoy, and Rocky Moto on who actually produced the best products throughout 2025. We got Funmaker Inc. with Rocky Moto with a set of figures during their Dreams event. I think the one I'm really excited about is the prospect of Sesame Street Rocky Moto figures where we have Ernie and then their mascot Leo dressed up as Cookie Monster. I can't wait to see the potential licenses that Rocky Moto and Thrilljoy get, because if there's, let's say, Toy Story ones, I'm probably going to end up getting them. Funko had announced a Target exclusive Bro Thor and Thor half and half figure. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of these half and half figures. I think it's kind of pointless to do these, not gonna lie. We got ourselves more of the One Piece bronze statue pops with Nico, Robin, and Frankie. Now, I guess these are okay, but generally I've never really been a fan of just the one color variants. Speaking of One Piece, we have ourselves the Usopp Pop Wanted poster that had released on the Funko shop. This is really cool, and I like the fact that this gives off an effect of like a deluxe because of how massive the figure is due to the fists. Loungefly had announced some WWE bags. Now this is pretty interesting. I love the design of all three of these with Roman Reigns, John Cena, and Cody Rhodes. And it just so happens that I'm wearing a CM Punk shirt right now, which I guess it would have been better time for me to wear this tomorrow, I guess, or today as you're watching this, because it is the first night of SummerSlam. So let me know, are you watching SummerSlam either night 1 or night 2 or both nights like I am? Barnes & Noble had announced their own exclusive pop of Harry Potter that is limited to 9,500 pieces. Now, a lot of us knew about this because this kind of leaked, but I'm surprised it didn't get announced with the initial set of Harry Potter pops that were announced last week by Funko. U2s have announced figures of the Binding of Isaac. Now these do look pretty interesting, and the only reason I know a little bit about this is because this was recently on the rumor mill for upcoming Funko Pop. So now I kind of have a better knowledge of what they may look like in Funko Pop form. Funko announced various figures with the Treehouse of Horror, Star Wars, Where the Wild Things Are, Species, and Ugly Betty. Now definitely the highlight of this set is of course the crazy Homer from the Treehouse of Horror. Funko usually killing it with the Simpsons pops, especially Treehouse of Horror. And I'm sure that my co-host MD Shady is going to eventually add that for his Simpsons collection. We got ourselves a new set of Disney villains pops with Evil Queen, Maleficent, and Ursula. I'm surprised that they're kind of continuing this lineup. We got ourselves a set of DC Dark Multiverse pops. And for the most part, these look really cool. I like the design of the Robin King. I believe there was the Joker King pop that came out a few years ago. We got ourselves a set of pops for the House of 1,000 Corpse. And this is a pretty cool set. Obviously, we have a brand new Captain Spaulding for the first time in many, many years, where now it's probably more affordable than that OG pop. My only gripe about this set is the fact that all of these are pop pluses, even though there's not really anything going on with these characters to make them feel like a plus. We got ourselves the first set of pops for Sakamoto Days. Don't know anything about this because I don't really watch anime for the most part. We got ourselves a new wave of Demon Slayer pops. And this is actually a pretty decent set. I love the Tanjiro Tanjiro here with kind of like the flame effect that's going on. And then we also have a Tanjiro covers of sorts. I'm not sure how it makes sense for the covers unless maybe they're talking about like seasons within DVDs. Funko had announced the next set of limited edition pops releasing in August, which has Starkiller from Star Wars, a Chow from Sonic the Hedgehog, and an Itachi from Naruto. Not gonna lie, this is actually probably the best set of limited edition pops that Funko have done yet. These are 3 solid pops, a new version of Starkiller, which will be the Grail at 750 pieces, a Chow, which we barely get singular Chows as it is for Sonic the Hedgehog, which will be a legendary at 1200 pieces, and then we got ourselves an Itachi, which this one looks pretty cool with like the flame effect, and it's only 5,000 pieces, so not as limited as the other pops we just talked about, but still a little bit limited, way less than obviously like the Harry Potter. We got ourselves a Funko Shop exclusive 2015 Marty McFly from Back to the Future. This pop is awesome. I love the fact that not only are we getting new Back to the Future pops for the 40th anniversary, but we're dabbling into moments that we haven't had pops of yet. Yes, we've had 2015 Marty McFly's when it was like more Marty Jr. with the puffy jacket, but this is older Marty McFly, where of course he gets the fax letter where he's fired because he does that illegal transaction. This really makes me hope that because they made the George McFly NFT pop, that they make a George McFly 2015 pop where he's hanging upside down. That'd be hilarious. We got ourselves a partnership between PSA and Funko, where you'll be able to save $25 on your first submission with code FUNKO25. Now, this is what I definitely was alluding to with my impression of Esteban from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. I don't know how I feel about this because already Funko isn't really the greatest when it comes to shipping pops as it is. And especially already, I don't know if it's just coincidental, but I've noticed like USPS not being the greatest at shipping items overall. Me being from Canada, my postal service is Canada Post. Imagine your pop being a 10 out of 10 when it gets sent there, but then when it returns back to you, it's all crushed and it's definitely no longer a 10 out of 10. This very well screams disaster. Today I wanted to give a shout out to Sentinel 107. And the reason that they ended up getting a shout out is because they joined our YouTube channel membership, which only cost $1.99 a month. Not only do you get the shout out, but you do get lots of other perks, including early access to every single video and shorts that we produce on this channel. So definitely consider joining our YouTube channel membership. It will be greatly appreciated and it will go a long way of helping out this channel a lot. So definitely consider it, but let's get right back to the video. McDonald's have announced a crossover of TMNT and Hello Kitty for the next Happy Meal coming out August 12th in the US. Now this did get confirmed for August 19th here in Canada, and honestly, I'm not really a fan of this compared to the Hello Kitty and Yu-Gi-Oh set. It's just the way that they did the characters were much better in that Yu-Gi-Oh set, where it was 12 characters from Hello Kitty as 12 characters from Yu-Gi-Oh! While with this one, they took basically the same 4 characters and only used 4 of the Ninja Turtles. We got ourselves Console Hero diorama playsets. Now I thought this was pretty interesting. This is in the shape of either like a game cartridge or a gaming console. And then when you open it up, there is the figure of that certain game, which is really, really awesome. I like this concept. U2s have announced a set of figures for RuneScape. This is so random, but so cool at the same time because at one point I did play RuneScape. So it's pretty crazy that this is kind of hitting me in the nostalgia feels, even though I'm probably not going to be ending up getting these figures. Lego have announced brick heads for Stranger Things, some sets for Wicked, a Wednesday set, Animal Crossing along with Batman, Halloween sets and an arcade machine, a Super Mario set, and we got multiple sets for Star Wars. Of course, Lego killing it like usual, so I have nothing bad to say. GameStop have announced their own exclusive pop of Spider-Man with symbiotes bonding. This is actually a really unique pop, and it actually never occurred to me that they hadn't done this type of pop until now. And the last thing we're discussing before our usual top 5 list is a collab of Nike with Lego, where they have a set of shoes and a basketball on the Lego site. Now, I was a little bit excited about the shoes because I thought it was going to be like the NBA dunk stuff, I believe it was, where they actually made Lego shoes, but in this case, it's just actually a pair of shoes, but with the Lego logo, and then that's the same case with the basketball. It's just a basketball, but with the Lego logo on it. And now moving on to the top 5 list, kicking off with number 5 would be the WWE Loungefly bags. This is really cool. Of course, me being a WWE fan, I do enjoy this, but of of course, not really a fan of Loungefly bags, not only because of how expensive they are, but they're usually made to be so tiny that if I were to wear it, I'd break the straps off. Coming in at number 4 on my list is the Stranger Things Lego Brickheads. It was really difficult to figure out a Lego set that I wanted to add to this list, but I thought, you know what, I don't even remember ever adding a Brickheads to the list, so I thought, you know what, with it being Stranger Things, I would add it to the list this time around. Coming in at number 3 on my list is the Captain Spaulding Pop Plus from the House of a Thousand Corpse. This is really cool to get a new Captain Spaulding Pop, especially like I mentioned, if you couldn't obtain that OG one that's really expensive. However, it's the aspect of being a Pop Plus, which is why I don't think it deserves to be any higher. Coming in at number 2 on my list is the Crazy Homer Pop from the Treehouse of Horror. This thing is absolutely amazing with the detail going on with the facial expression and the body posing. However, I don't plan on getting this unlike the number 1 pop on this list, which coming in at number 1 on my list is the Funko Shop exclusive 2015 Marty McFly.